Sounds dangerous. Nope. It's all good.
It's a beautiful day in the game, oh, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be one? It's out about thunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If an 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the Hobbs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, please won't you be my gamers?
Oh shit! I just realized I didn't have my mic on. Thanks, Kustash. Hey, we're back. Low Fantasy Gaming, Steve Grodzicki, Tuesday nights. Let's meet the players. All right, let's start with Robert.
Shit. Just realized I didn't have my mic on. Thanks, Kustash.
Can you
Sorry, that was me.
He's listening, you guys. That's funny.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert. My camera, for some reason, is all fuzzy, but maybe it'll catch up at some point.
It's like your beard.
It's like my beard. My beard's all fuzzy.
Yeah, not the camera at all.
Sorry,
Might be
I
the
didn't
case.
interrupt you. Go ahead, buddy.
What more do you want me to say? You want to talk about my character?
Yeah, introduce yourself. Introduce your character.
Yeah, I'm playing Emery, the rogue. I tend to think of Emery as although I don't know if he's done that so much, but I tend to think of him more like a scout. But last session, he took the more cautious route, and he's alive to talk about it.
I see. It sounds like a foreshadowing for the rest of the introductions, right? Elliot, you want to go?
Sure. I am Elliot, and I was playing Elwit, but he died in a less than, well, a very spectacular fashion last session. So I will be bringing a new character into play, who I guess we'll meet in the session. I don't know if...
You can say something about him here if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'm playing a cultist, is what it's called in low fantasy gaming. Kind of halfway between like a cleric and a paladin, is sort of what it seems like for newer games. Newer games, you know what I mean? 5e. It's what I mean. But yeah, it should be fun.
Awesome. We'll go to Taylor next, as he is a veteran of the campaign.
Yep, he is. My name is Taylor. I'm here returning to play Shand the Snake-Tongued, who, through his je ne sais quoi, was able to convince Emery to rescue him after being sucked to death by some blood bugs, which totally had nothing to do with his proximity in the marching order. Definitely not.
For sure. That never is something bad in any of my games. All right, we got some new players. Sorry to see Hawk go, but he is incredibly old and just decided he couldn't stay up this late any longer. He's my cousin, so I can talk shit about him like that. It's not like I'd talk shit about anybody else other than like a family. No, I probably would anyway. All right, so let's meet Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Julian, who is an Argosan mercenary, and I'm new here, so I mean, I'm not new on the channel. I've been around the block a couple times, but new to this campaign, so.
I've been around the block a couple times.
Yeah,
I do know. All right, next up, Zach.
Hey guys, I'm Zach. This is actually my first time playing low fantasy gaming, so thank you for the invite. I will be bringing in Stigahelm Benningsson, a Varnari mercenary who has fought alongside the Argosians a few times and found himself, I guess, lost in the jungle with you guys. So, looking forward to that.
Can't beat being lost in the jungle, I would say. All right, so I have been starting each of our games recently talking about a product where some of you guys are actually familiar with it, so you'll be able to talk about it. Some of you aren't, so you may not have much to say. But today, Oh, first, we're going to talk about the Crawl for the Cure Ether Meat. So this is for Slevik. Man, I don't even remember the guy's name. I probably should have had it open, but it's this weekend, and you can catch it here and like Goodman Games and somewhere else. I'm playing at 8 a.m. on Saturday in Brendan LaSalle's some kind of DCC something. I'm not sure what it is. After the break, I'll try and find my notes on it so I can actually give you the correct information. But it's basically a charity for a gamer who has passed away that Corey Welch at Gamehole normally like kind of leads the whole thing. This is artwork by Doug Kovacs. Robert, you're nodding your head. You know something about it?
I'm just aware of it. The name is on the tip of my tongue too, because I've heard it so many times. Jerry Stefanek, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. All right, so that is that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, let's see if I can just do this. All right, here we go. Brad Ullman's Class Toolkit Compendium for Low Fantasy Gaming. So this is one of the first third-party type products other than the one we talked about last week by WikiSnapper. Has lots of cool classes, basically all the classics. Elliot, you looked at this. What'd you think?
Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting document. A lot of it seems like it's trying to port over some of the class options, like 3.5 edition, and even carryovers to like 5th edition. It is interesting. Ended up choosing not to do anything from it because the main thing I saw from it was with the classes in low fantasy gaming. The base ones have a really interesting way of you can be a class but go a lot of different directions with it. Like even with the cultist, you can be more of like a paladin, more of a healer, more undead related or whatever. Whereas a lot of these are very specific. So I was telling Hobbs, like we were doing like Burrow Maze or something like that, then there's a couple really cool options in there, but they are pretty, like, they immediately focus your character a whole lot more than the other ones, which that's a good and, a plus and minus depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me more of like the kits from 2nd edition, whereas, they're really focusing a character like you said, but that's what it reminds me of because I'm way more familiar with 2nd edition. Anybody else check this out in here? Taylor, did you look at it? You didn't lose a character, so you probably didn't.
I did download it and just kind of scrolled through it. And I, when you mentioned the product now, I pulled it up again. I do recognize some of the art pieces, which are thematic and appropriate. But I got the same impression that Elliot got in my brief look through. It's a lot of different options, and I would have to study really to to make real use out of it. But an interesting product.
Yeah. Anybody else want to say anything before we move on? Zach and Arlen are probably like, what the hell kind of game is this? Did either of you guys look at it or no? No, Arlen? No, Zach? All right. That's your homework. No, I'm just kidding. There's no homework. Brad did send me a copy of this and in hard. It's not hardcover. It's soft cover, but actual hard copy, I guess. Is that the right word? I don't know. I feel like I'm using the wrong word there. Anyway, we'll be giving
Dead tree copy.
What?
Dead tree copy.
Dead tree copy? Yeah, sure. We're going to give one of these away on the show at some point. So we'll figure out all the ways that's going to happen and let you guys know. All righty. So I think, do we have anything else that we need to cover before we start the game? Anybody? Raise your hand if you have anything you want to say. No? All right. For Zach and Arlen, what we're going to do is every 2 sessions, we are going to roll on the advancement table. So, but your character has to have 4 sessions before they can go up a level. That's the way we're going to do it. And we weren't really planning on, I thought at first this would be 4 to 6 sessions, but with the problems we had in the early sessions and kind of just the way the games worked with new players coming in almost every single session, you guys really haven't had a whole lot of time to make your own decisions concerning what you want to do. So it is kind of a sandbox. So I'd like to at least see that happen. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else. Either of you guys have any questions about that? Nope. Anybody else? Taylor, did you say what you were drinking today?
I did not, but I owe it to the audience. This is a Guinness Draught Stout. It's the special one with the little nitro tab in it, which I highly recommend. It was on sale at my local Publix, so wherever you are in the States, you should drive to St. Augustine and pick up the Guinness Draught Stout for $2 off. More importantly, it's only like 4% ABV compared to the 6% I was drinking last time. So hopefully I will be less obnoxious this time around, and hopefully the stream will accept my apology for failing to bring a pace car. So rectified that again. I got some ice water to keep me stable.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember you being like crazy or anything. But I'm drinking kind of like the complete opposite. So this is a spotted cow. So a lot of people might know Spotted Cow from New Glarus if they go to Game Hall.
Or Gary Con.
Or Gary Con.
All right, and as usual, I'm drinking good water in a Gaming and BS glass. Thanks, Brett and Sean. All right, let's get this game on the road. Let's head over to the tabletop. All right, here we are in the Suurat Jungle of the Midlands. Most of this game is taken from the products from Pickpocket Press and my own strange twists on them. And just for you guys to know, no, I didn't ask Zach what he was drinking. I don't think he's drinking anything. This dude doesn't drink. That's why he's so skinny. He's got like not enough water in his system.
I am drinking the Peat Monster from Compass Box.
It's a fine glass, sir.
It is very peaty, very smoky. If you like to chew on campfires the morning after, this is the drink for you.
I do, so I'm taking notes.
I'm trying to decide if I do like chewing on campfires the morning after. All right, just to catch everyone up, the conceit of this game is that the party, all players included, even the characters we haven't met yet, were all part of a caravan heading into the jungle that was led by one Lord Venka. I'm going to show Venka here in a second. Here he is. One Lord Venka, and his reasons for the journey were his own, but he put a lot of money into it. And he even had his own mercenary band known as the Brazen Shields, as well as some individual mercenaries like Arlen and Zach's characters. I think we will take up the action not long after the group that's left of the original party. Hey, James Richard. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. The group has just fled the skink sinkhole and left two of their party members dead and dying to blood flies. Did you guys want to take did we do all the, we did roll the body because Shand was down, so we know he survived, but we didn't actually do the whole like short rest or anything like that. If you guys wanted to take one quick, I won't leave you guys out of the action very long. Arlen and Zach and Elliot, I promise.
No worries.
Now, forgive me. We recover a hit die worth of hit points or something along those lines as a short rest.
Well, the short rest for low fantasy gaming is not that nice, actually.
Okay.
So during the short rest, you get to choose how many willpower checks you want to make. And then however many you are successful at, then you get to choose what those are, like what you use them for. One of the options is half of your lost hit points.
Okay, got it.
Some of the other options are like class abilities, and I'll have to look it up to know what the rest of them are.
Yeah, I think I'd want to do that just to get my my class ability back, my tricks and techniques.
Alrighty. So a long rest is like multiple days, and you can only take 3 significant short rests between long rests. So, that reminds me. That's what I should have done. That's one of the things I could add to that table. But so basically, they'll run out, and you can't take a short rest back to back. There has to be a combat of significance, which is up to the GM to decide if it is or not between. So, do you guys all follow all that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I can't find it on here. I'm looking it up in the book, which I have a actual hard Dead Tree copy, but this is my soft one, and this is the one I love. I've got all of my notes in there, but I don't seem to remember where they are. The game is coming back to me fairly quickly. Go ahead, Robert. Sorry.
I think Grodzicki should be watching. I know he's a very different time zone, but he should be watching every single time, and he can just quickly put in the chat what you should be doing.
Oh, we go over the sessions. So I wondered last session if I was too mean about the number of luck checks I was making guys take, because they're kind of like saving throws, and maybe some of those should have been attribute checks as opposed to luck checks, so your luck wasn't going down. But he was like, "Oh no, if I did a rewrite on Low Fantasy Gaming, it would be way more deadly." So he liked that. All right, so at the short rest, it's page 81 of LFG Deluxe. Like I said, you can do willpower, and if you have a con bonus, you can use those rolls as well throughout the time between short rests whenever you want to. So how many checks do you guys want to make? One of your options is to recover your reroll pool die. The other is recover 1 use of an expended class ability, and the other is half of any lost hit points plus con.
And the options were, I think, like 1, 2, and 3, and then we had to bounce back and forth, so you could only do the 1 once and the 2.
Correct. And so what I normally do is say, okay, we're going to take a short rest. Put in the chat how many checks you're going to make, and then you just go ahead and make your will check.
What was the con part to that?
The hit points, you get your half of your lost hit points plus your con bonus. So if you have a +1 con and you lost 7 hit points, you always round down unless otherwise specified. So you'd get 3 + 1, so you get 4 hit points back.
Right. I haven't lost any hit points, so the only thing I can get back is my class ability is the one thing that I want to do.
So how many checks you just write in how many checks you want to make. So if you fail that check, then you'll get nothing. But it still counts as one of your uses.
And you said how many of these checks? Just 3, right? Total?
3 total, but you have to choose which time you're going to use, 1, 2, or 3. And you can only use one of them once. You can only use them once. You understand?
So you can only regain the class ability one once. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
Between long rests.
Yep.
Was it?
Okay. I'm just going to do my class ability one.
So how many? Well, you don't have to say what it is. You just say how many checks you want to use. You see what I'm saying? Because if you pick only 1 check and you fail it, you get nothing.
Okay.
But you can only do 1 check, 2 checks, or 3 checks. And once you use those individual choices, you can't use them again until you take a long rest. Does that make sense?
I think so. I decided to do the 1 check.
All right. Yeah, and then you just make a will check.
Come on, let's see. Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of hit points.
Yeah, mine was not good at all.
All right, I made mine, so I'm going to go
with... It would be a will check, not a constitution check.
I clicked con. Oops, I'm sorry. My will is the same number. That's why I screwed that up.
All right, I'll give it to you then. All right.
He did even better on the second one.
All right, nice. So you get half your hit points plus your con bonus.
Right, so it's 7 back.
All right, where are y'all headed?
We talked about this, but I don't think we came to a conclusion. So I'm fine with doing the follow the river if that's what you'd prefer, Shan.
Nah, we should head for the high ground. The river has done us nothing but trouble.
Okay. Before I close out Venka, I was going to mention that he looks a lot like Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman meets the Watchman.
I don't even know if we can see that thing. Holy shit. That's dark.
I see it now.
So you can't really see a lot. Let me see. This token should have... Oh, it does. I'm still learning this... I'm still learning how this thing works. It doesn't seem like...
Yeah, this Roll20 thing.
Yeah, the Roll20 thing, because the new dynamic lighting. Yeah, I mean, I have 5,000 hours and I still don't know how to use it. That's pretty bad, isn't it? That's pretty terrible.
Especially when they made it easier than it was previously to use.
Only if you didn't already know how to use it previously.
Fair.
Yeah, I've been there on a couple of different apps. Yeah.
So it's not really updating the way I wanted it to. Let's see here. Oh, well. Maybe I should just... It looks good on here.
Trying to make it so that we can see it.
Yeah.
You have to give us control of the token.
I think
to
you
add
have control of the
by
token.
to everyone, and then make sure it has vision.
Oh, Jesus. Party. That's going to help, man. That is going to help.
Yeah.
Can you see something now? Oh, here we go.
We can see it now.
I don't know what that black spot is, though. It's kind of in there.
Do you have the old Fog of War still on there too?
I don't know. Maybe. Now, let's listen to this guy telling me how to do it. I love it. I need the help. I'm serious. No, legacy lighting is off, but I may have screwed up the way it works, because I should probably be able to reveal some areas, right?
Yeah. That's what I meant. If you had that part hidden, because you can hide stuff with the new dynamic light system, you can still hide stuff in addition to it. You can also put in negative lights, which is pretty interesting too, for like if you need to do a darkness spell or something like that.
All right. Anyway, that's kind of what you look like right now, and I'll fix that later now that I know what to do the rest of the way. So you do know that there is a mountain peak that you've seen this direction, basically to the southwest. The place that you went before is to the southeast, but you never actually moved a hex yet. You're still in the same hex you started with. So, yeah. So I think your intention is to head towards the high ground that you know is the high ground. There are also some hills to the northeast, but the highest ground is to the southwest.
Well, that was my vote.
Highest ground it is.
All right, so you guys are going to move into a new hex. So I'm not going to make any rolls because I've already decided what happens. So what I normally do is the first time a character shows up, I don't want him to be sitting all day waiting. So I kind of maybe do a railroad on y'all and say what happens. All right, so as you head limping away from your problem with those lizard men in the sinkhole, you head deeper into the jungle in an unknown direction. Only a looming peak, your landmark. And it isn't long before you can hear, long meaning a couple hours, so it's probably around lunchtime. I think it was early morning when you ran into him before, right? Into the sinkhole. I believe so.
I think so.
And you can hear the sounds of a man in Argosan faintly calling out for help. And so basically I think I'm just going to put Arlen, Elliot, and Zach together. So you guys knew of each other on the caravan, but you didn't know each other before that, except for the decision between Zach and Arlen already to be in a warband or in a battle together, basically. All right.
We're hearing this cry, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So like I turn to Shan and I'm like, feels like deja vu. I don't know. Maybe we should turn around and go the opposite direction.
It's the second time a person for a cry for help. But you guys do know that, in this area, in probably 6 to 10 mile radius, all the people who might have survived the attack on the caravan are probably having similar issues in the jungle. So, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, where the lion sleeps tonight.
Or hawk. The hawk sleeps.
Is it the hawk?
Not in the song, but in real life.
In our real life game, our real life of games, right? All right, so and I believe that the other three characters, being Julian, Sieghelm, and Lant, we can decide later how the three of you met up, but I don't think that you probably met up in the caravan and fled. I think you probably met up like maybe a day or two ago. And so to reflect the concept, Robert and Taylor, you guys can talk and chat or whatever and decide what you want to do. But what I need to do now is figure out how you guys were affected during the attack on the caravan and the last 3 days of fleeing these massive saurian lizard men that have been chasing you. So I have a table here called How You Were Affected. So the first thing you do is let's start with Zach, because he's never rolled in this game before. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a straight luck test. So the way luck works in this game is anytime you succeed on a luck, your luck goes down 1 point. Anytime you fail on a luck, then it's just whatever happens. So I kind of use it in a similar way that you might use luck in a DCC game, whereas if something happens, it's going to happen to the person with the lowest luck, or I'm going to have you all roll luck tests, and whoever fails that's who gets nailed by it. If you succeed on the luck test, your only penalty is you're going to lose a point of luck because you succeeded. But if you fail on the luck test, then we're going to make a roll on my 2d6 table. And some of these are pretty shitty. So this is basically what happened to you. So go ahead and make a luck test. So you should be able to just see where the luck is. You can add like your modifier from one of your other stats, but in this situation, we're not using any statistics for that. It's just a straight luck test.
Okay. And just to check, my starting luck was supposed to be a 10.
11. It's 10 plus half your level rounded up in this case.
Okay, gotcha. So just a straight roll.
All right, nice. Terrible failure. All right, so terrible. So basically, there's always 4 levels of results in low fantasy gaming. The worst is terrible failure, success, great success. And a lot of times, the terrible failure, you're going to have bigger deals. But these are bad enough that I'm not going to do a terrible failure situation. There's nothing. It's either just you succeed or you fail. So now roll 2d6. A 6. All right, nice. All right, so while you're doing this, what I want you to do is fumble fingers, count up your mundane items on your sheet. Don't include weapons or armor, and roll randomly to see what was lost. All right. So basically, during your flight, you lost some stuff, or maybe when the attack happened, it happened in the middle of the night. You just missed one of your things. So it could be.
I got 8 items in my backpack. You want me to roll a d8 to see which fell out of there?
Sure.
Lost my bedroll.
All right. No bedroll. So maybe if you try to take a long rest or sleep at night, you may start experiencing some sort of exhaustion or something because you don't have that until you make something. So make a note of that on your character sheet somewhere. I'll make a note in my extensive notes that I study every night for the game. But other than that, if you could do it on your sheet, that'd be great. All right. Who's next? Arlen, roll luck tests.
Luck test. Oh, no.
Another terrible failure. All right. This is great. We get to see this table, which I must say Steve was very fond of. All right. Roll 2d6. Well, a 10. All right, so this is a 2d6 table, so I tried to make it bell curve. The ends are the worst. The middle, the best. All right, a 10 is fled. Lose your shield. If you don't have one, lose half your hit points.
All right. I will take my shield off my character sheet.
All right, so Julian, he might have sacrificed that during the combat. Nice. All right, Elliot. So you see how this is working, guys? Luck check. All right, success. So you just lose a point of luck. In some ways, I think that's bad. You've seen what some of these are. So nice. All right, good job. So now we know how you were affected. Everyone in the beginning so far, everyone had they made the luck test, so they didn't lose anything other than a point of luck. Nice. All right, so you three actually hear this. You're coming from a different direction, and you don't know the other guys are coming, but you hear this cry for help as well. And Launt recognizes the voice as Urks. Urks is, let me see, where am I at here? Oh, I'm on the right page. Urks is another member of the caravan, and he is kind of was a scribe that it doesn't show up because I'm going to move you guys back here so we can see.
His portrait showed up for us.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it didn't show up on the stream. That's why. So this is Urk. So he's a scribe, and he's kind of a whiny right hand to Chaplain Thamond. And if you find him, then it's likely he is near the chaplain. And you can hear him kind of crying out, help, help. But it's more of a whiny voice, like, help, help. I'm a whiny guy. And he might be named after Urks in Audio Dungeon Discord. Matt, I hope you're watching.
Are you talking Matt from Arl?
Yeah.
Who was in our game before? That's great.
Yes. I've played with Matt many times.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Zach, you moved, you son of a biscuit. There you go. You're better. All right. So it's up to, and he is saying this in Argosan, and he occasionally shifts to other languages as well. So you must be a man of means by no means, but not King of the Hill. All right, so I guess we've let those guys roll. What are Shand? So you guys can make you guys can take a general knowledge test to know if you recognize this memorable, annoying voice.
That was intelligence, you said, or
I think there's like a general lore or something like that.
General lore. Oh yeah, I have that.
Shand has no idea who it is.
So I don't have that as one of my skills. Should I have put that on there? Can I just click the
Just click the int. So
That's
when
what I
you
was gonna do. Yep.
yeah, when you have the skill, it basically gives you a +1 to whatever the attribute is, and
Right.
you have the option to use your reroll pool to re-roll that if you want to when you actually have the skill.
Okay.
All right, so neither of you guys recognize the voice, but you do recognize your native language.
I don't know. Last time we went down to rescue somebody, we got eaten by bugs, and they got eaten by a lizard.
That isn't true.
So I was saying we just turn around, we go the opposite direction from the cries. Everything should be good. All of the danger is going to head towards the cries. So I guess we'll Emery. I'll approach cautiously to the sounds of the cries for help.
I'll tail him, but not so close as to give away his position, and not so far as to lose sight.
Alrighty, so let's see what this looks like. All right, so all of you are now here on the map. I like Urx's tonsure. What do you guys think? Are you down with that thing? Is that what it's called? Am I calling it the right thing?
Yeah, you get that.
All right.
Hey, sorry, are the tokens in the top right, are they supposed to have names? Are those other players?
They are.
Okay.
And they don't have
This is-
names, do they?
I see all names except for Shand.
Yeah, you'd always see your own.
I see myself, Lant, and Julie, and I don't see names on any of the other tokens. Here's Emery. All good. So it looks like we're set up well for a flanking attack on this tonsure wearing guy.
So you guys probably really can't see him at this point because all of these areas here are like rises or hills or something, with this being the low area and this being the high area. So he's kind of blocked off from these two by this high area here because he's at the base of it. And like the wider it is, the higher the area is. So you guys are kind of on a high area here, but you can definitely hear that the voice is coming from this direction. And like I say, Lant, you recognize the voice as Urx.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I hear and understand him, then I would probably be pestering both of them to immediately go to save Urx, because he would be our only lead towards them, and who is my only concern currently.
So if you're trying to scout up there, why don't you make a stealth roll, Robert? So
Okay.
as you guys are moving forward here, you guys sort of recognize that the jungle is thinning a bit, and maybe some of that largest trees and heavy loam. As you can see, this is not like the heavy greens of the various jungle that you've seen in the past. It's definitely the terrain is shifting slightly. And one of you guys can see these mounds that are down here. So this is kind of what they look like, but you also realize that they're still just kind of edging into this area territory. So it's an area of mounds about 8 to 9 feet high. The mile isn't there. You can see that they're like a prairie grass, and there's not a lot growing on them. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There it is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's to the south of here.
And we don't recognize them as some geological feature we've seen before?
Probably not. Maybe similar to the trackless moors, if any of you traveled through that, but on a smaller scale because the mounds are much smaller. You know, they're like rolling hills, but only 8 or 9 feet high. So they don't have the height up and down. It would be something could hide behind them, but it would be more difficult. What are you grinning about, Robert? You've seen these before?
No, I was just looking at something on the Twitch chat.
Oh. Good. I like to see you guys chatting in the chat. That's what they're there for. All right. Did you make your stealth roll? Looks like you made a great success.
Of course. I'm a scout. I told you that.
Yeah, man. I'm down with it. So I don't know. You can go wherever you want to. You sneak up there. Shand,
Yep,
you can keep him. You can keep him in vision. You guys can, Julian, Sieghelm, and Lant, you can make a perception check. But you're going to need a great success to spot Shand, and you're not going to be able to spot Emery from there through the jungle.
Perception, you mean detect as a skill with
Yeah.
perception?
Sure.
Okay. Success.
So you need a great success to see him. Otherwise, you won't see him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and if you don't have the skill, just make a
Bastards.
perception check. Oops, sorry.
Oh, I do have the skill, actually. Let me.
Shand, the master sneaker.
So detection check charisma. Somehow you're rolling it as charisma. Change that charisma to perception.
Oh, my bad. I put the wrong attribute in there.
It's all right. You
That
can
roll
actually
wouldn't be any better anyway.
change them. So that it's pretty cool. So like sometimes a detection check on charisma might be like an insight check if they didn't have insight on here. But
Oh, that makes sense. Like kind of telling if somebody's lying to you type of thing.
yeah, for sure. Pretty cool. There's lots of cool things about little things with this game, in my opinion, anyway. It's obvious that's where you're going to be, Zach. I got to move your shit because it's driving me crazy. No, don't move now. Don't move now, you son of a biscuit.
I thought it was far enough back. You said you got my whole room.
Well, in some of them, but not this one. I want everyone to see your face when your character gets killed.
Thanks.
No problem. All right, Emery. So you can see Urks is there, and he seems to be holding his leg at the bottom of the hill. He doesn't spot you, but as you suspected, you can hear something moving through the underbrush.
Okay. Does it sound like it's close to Urks, or
It's coming from this way.
okay? So I will motion to Shand, kind of like doing some type of motion of like pointing in that direction, not
Okay.
saying anything, but using just gestures to try to point in that direction where I'm hearing stuff. I guess
Okay.
I'll point to my ears and then point in that direction.
All right. What has Launt convinced Julian and Sieghelm to approach or not? Arlen, Zach.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah,
I think Lot needs to roll a charisma check.
Well, I think Launt is doing it regardless, right?
Yeah, he's definitely going in. Basically, I mean, probably as soon as he hears this, he's like, essentially is just like, by Saliri, this is a good sign. Follow me, brothers, and just like starts heading that way. So
I think Helm would like to kind of go a little more to the south to try to keep an eye on where Launch is going, but try to cover him, spear at the ready in case something jumps up to grab him.
All right. So, Launt, why don't you go ahead and move? Sieghelm, go ahead and move. Julian, go wherever you want. At this point, Launt, why don't you tell us kind of what Launt looks like, Elliot?
sure. How far do we move? I forgot. We said that before, didn't we?
It's 30. Six squares.
Yeah, so Launt is he's actually surprisingly young. He's only like 19. Blonde, kind of dirty blonde hair with bright green eyes. You can't really tell his hair very much because he wears a helmet with padded leather around all the time. He has kind of leather armor and wears a token of like a carved a tree symbol made of like charred wood around his neck. There's a spear and is Argosin, but carries a Vernori shield as well. He has a bow strung along his back, and he seems very eager most of the time.
Yeah,
And very comfortable in the jungle.
Any Argosin would recognize the symbol as one of the seven ancients who the Midlanders revere as Solari. Alrighty. Shand, are you going to do anything?
I can. Do I know there are other figures moving up?
Not yet, I don't think.
Not yet. Then I'm probably going to hang out because I'm keeping Emery in mind, but I know that he is stealthier than I, so I put myself in a position to support if necessary.
All right, you guys keep moving then.
Swoosh.
Oh, so you are moving. I thought you weren't moving.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was told to.
You can move if you want to, but I was talking to the other players.
Okay.
We can move again?
Yep.
Same with me.
Yep.
Hobbs.
If you want
Okay.
to. Yeah, if you want to.
I will just move closer on the edge of this bluff or whatever it is, and just see if I can get the attention of Urks.
So you're in
What?
plain sight now, or are you laying down trying to be in some? Because there could be more foliage. This is just a map, right? So
Right. I would crouch or crawl to the edge, and then
so you're trying to keep stealth. Because I'm not going to make you re-roll the roll for the
Right.
scene unless you purposely stop being stealthy. And maybe I still won't. Lon,
Right,
you definitely go ahead. Sorry.
I do want to try to keep hidden, but I'll see if I can get his attention. I'll get to the edge and sort of just like whisper to him, or just go, sort of get his attention and see if he can look up. And
Hey! You hear him.
Quit whining.
You hear him. He's like, "Hey, oh, friend." And Lon, you can see Urks now. I think all of you guys can probably see Urks, but Lon, I think you might be able to now see the hidden form of a man with a cloak just barely leaning over, blending very well into the jungle. So what do you? But Urks is like, oh, help me, friend, help, please.
what's the danger here?
Everything is a danger in this accursed jungle. I tried to tell Allman, but he wouldn't listen, and is dastardly. Why? Please help me. I've been poisoned.
Poisoned by what?
Just help me, you bastard. What are you waiting for, man? You guys can move if you want to. Launt, Julian, and Seagelm. That's a different voice, Arlen, right? No?
Yeah,
So
it's a different
Seagelm's
voice, I guess.
Trying to be creepy as he can to try to go sort of
Alright.
circling around.
All right, if you're trying to sneak Seagelm, go ahead and you can make a stealth check.
Okay.
All right, so you're trying to be sneaky, but not very accomplished. I think it's just because maybe it's more barren as you're approaching these low, tufty hills and kind of moving out of the foliage of the jungle a little bit from that area.
And I assume at this point I can see I probably can see Launt heading this way, right?
You can probably see all of them actually.
And so I'll at this point I guess I'll see my former companions from the caravan. I'll stand up and gesture to Shand like to come over by me. It looks like we've got some friends here.
I think I don't know necessarily if you would recognize any of these guys unless you really want to, I guess, you know. It's up to you guys. It doesn't really matter, but you might have seen them, but you don't necessarily know them very well, or maybe you do. It's up to you guys to maybe create those connections, I think. I don't think it matters as far as the game goes. It might be fun to mess around with it a little bit, but I don't know. But
There's also the idea, even if we don't know each other that well, having a face in the jungle that isn't a lizard might be some consolation.
That is correct. That is correct. So now what?
Emery will just come around here and talk to Urks.
All right. As Emery approaches, Laurent and Julian, you guys can come over. Seagelm, are you going to stay, or are you going to approach when you see these other men seeming to be friends? Do you recognize these guys, Zach? Do you think Emery, or do you think Sieghelm recognizes Emery?
Sorry, who's the one that I fought with?
That would be Julian.
Okay, so Julian's closest to me. Definitely gonna stick close to him because I know that guy can take care of himself.
Okay.
I've probably seen these other guys around the caravan, but as far as it goes.
The caravan probably had, I don't think I've really, maybe 2 to 3 dozen people, I think. It was a pretty big caravan, so. It was big enough to have its own mercenary band and apparently a chaplain with a scribe. All right, so as you guys are gathering, almost suddenly, something bursts from the foliage to the south that Robert had heard earlier. And he just kind of bursts out and struggle, and then he just opens his mouth in a massive roar. Putak! Boom. So this is a where the hell am I? Here we go. This is what it looks like. So a pretty massive anthropomorphic bear. Anyone can make a wilderness lore. It's a fairly uncommon thing. Anyone can make a wilderness lore. If you have like a double wilderness lore where you get advantage, you automatically know what it is. But if you don't, you don't. So basically, this is kind of a relatively rare subspecies called Ursin. They're considered to be not semi. They're obviously sentient and have some intelligence, more cunning than anything other than. That's not so they have a written language but they will use tools and they'll do but they're considered to be fairly territorial and angry and not necessarily liking furless folk.
Particularly people with shaved heads.
That's right.
The marvels this jungle brings yet.
Belligerent and ferocious, they are oppressive tyrants of low intellect but high cunning.
Is it like properly charging us, or is it just kind of threatening us?
It's threatening you right now. And in one hand, he's dragging a person.
Do we recognize the person as a member of our caravan?
It's definitely a pale-skinned human. And his clothes are all tattered. He's got scratches all over his body. It looks like he's not, if he's alive, he's not conscious. And it looks like he's been a bit worse for the wear, being drugged through the jungle for who knows how long.
Do we have honey? Maybe we could trade.
Only yourselves. Only your honey.
If I look at Urks, does Urks seem to be surprised here?
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, my God. Oh, goodness, by the 7. Help me. Quickly. I'm poisoned. I cannot help myself. I don't know why his voice suddenly became Pigsy on the channel, but that's what he sounds like when he's excited. All right. Yeah. So basically this creature seems really pissed and he shouts out, more food for Poha. I'm so bad. Oh. There you go.
So I did hear you correctly. He may intend to eat us.
Well, he is carrying a person around with him.
He may. Yeah. That's something you could test. I mean,
I've never been eaten by a bear before.
The reason I was asking what Urks looks like is because I'm just making sure he didn't lead us into a trap. Was he the baits? And
Hey,
get that sense?
if he is, he didn't know about it.
Okay.
That's definitely what you would think.
Why wouldn't the Ursin just come and eat him? He'd been sitting here yammering for a while.
It's a good question.
Does he look like he's just skin and bones?
Yeah, he is like a tall, gaunt figure, but right now he's just like his raiments are all, destroyed and bloody, and I think maybe the last thing he said before they came in, he's like, "Oh, Lant, good, Lant, save me, man. Thelman is nearby, I'm sure of it."
Where is he? And then roar from the air,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, there he is. He's a handbag now.
Swings him around a little bit. All right, I think this seems like a good time. It's obvious that this creature is aggressive and ferocious. And, well, what the hell? We'll roll. Yeah. He definitely looks like he is wanting to crush the Ponuk or the No Claws, as Launt knows they call humans and such. So let's roll initiative. So the way initiative works in this game is you click the initiative button. If you succeed in the initiative test, then you go before the monster. Some creatures require a great success to go before. I don't roll initiative. Did you find it, Zach?
Yep.
There you
All
go.
good.
All right, Julian. Emery got a 1. Let's see what Emery does.
And how tall is this thing?
8 or 9 feet tall.
Okay. And how high up is this like cliff here?
Where you're at, 4 to 5 feet, but it maybe gets to be 10 feet, up where Shand is.
Okay. Okay, I'm heading up back here.
Are you going around? Or are you scrabbling up, or what are you doing?
I'm going around.
Okay, yeah. All right, so that's a movement. You can still have an action if you'd like to do anything else.
I'll have my short sword ready. If this thing comes up where I can still attack it, I will stab it in its head.
Okay, yeah. So in this game, you definitely have an action, a movement, and you can call for a reaction if you didn't use your action. Julian.
What does it take to get a weapon ready? In terms of, I've got a movement and an action, right?
I think it's a free action.
Okay. Well, I will pull out my bow and stack up behind Sieghelm and take a shot at this thing.
Let me see. I don't know about a bow, I guess. I should check that. I don't think I let someone pull out a bow and fire with it in one round last time. Does that sound familiar to you
that's
guys?
fine.
I think you did, but it wasn't. Someone asked if they could switch weapons, and you said that you couldn't switch weapons and fire. But I think you let someone pull out and fire in one round, but I don't remember.
Arlen, you're a fighter like me, which means that you have the adaptable feature, which says like once per rest you can switch a weapon at no action cost. So I think it's like a once per while you could do that.
I'm not going to use it yet. I'm just going to pull out my bow and stack up behind Sieghelm and
All right,
shoot
so sheathing or stowing one or more items, picking up or retrieving item from the ground is basically making a melee, ranged, or thrown attack. These are all common actions on page 72. Drawing or otherwise readying a weapon or two weapons or a weapon and shield that is on your person is a special exception that may occur as part of an attack. Dropping an item does not, but if you sheath it and redraw, then that's a whole different thing. Make sense? I'm assuming if you would have had your bow in hand, you're fine. But if you didn't and you have to pull it off and get out an arrow, then it takes you around.
Yeah, it seems fine. I'm happy to do that.
All right. And now it doesn't matter. You guys can choose who goes next if it helps. So Launt, Shand, or Sieghelm. Or if you want me to call it out, I would say whoever had the lowest number would go first. 7 would be Shand.
All right. Let's see. I'll move out to the side. Now, was regarding movement, there was the standard 30 feet. Was there there was a run action also, which allowed us to move further, but we couldn't do something else, or we took a penalty to our AC?
I don't think there's a penalty, but you can do a double move.
Okay. Then I will do that. So that's 30. Or 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah.
Shan's going for it. I like it. Hope the thing doesn't come after him. You already sick of your bard and you want a new character? Is that what's happening here?
Oh, no. I'm whipping out my drum, too, and I'm start playing.
All right.
I gotta channel me some Hawk.
All right. Nice.
It's what he would do.
All right. Sieghelm.
Sieghelm gonna throw a axe at this guy.
All right. Go for it.
And check he is just in range.
AC is 12. All right. That
It's
hits.
22.
Nice. So
That's a good throw.
it looks like you have a lot of bonuses on there. I'm not sure if those are all accurate. What? So you got a +2 and a +2. It may have done the same thing twice, or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's getting that. Oh, maybe it automatically puts does it automatically put your dex bonus in?
I don't know. I didn't create the sheet, but I think so. So I would just take that one off. I don't care.
So,
I just want to make sure it wasn't a 19 because 19s do special things in this game.
yeah. Rolled was a 17.
Yep. I checked it. All right. Yeah. So you throw a hand
So that would
axe.
have been a hit AC 20 for 7 damage. Then be correct.
Yep. Okay. Let me see how many hit points this guy has. All right. Good. 7, you said?
Yeah.
All right. We have one more guy, or is that it? That's it, right?
I gotta go.
Launt? Yep, Launt. Go for it, bro.
Yep. So I'm going to sidle up next to this and have my spear and shield kind of ready behind the foliage, seeing what the bear does. But all of you, even you up on the hill, by me just being around, the sun seems to shine a little brighter. Everyone is a little bit more comfortable, and everyone has +1 to their AC, as long as you're in 20 feet of me at all times.
Is that always, or did you just use
Yeah,
something?
and it doesn't even count my blessing. It literally says it's always, as long as I'm alive, you are being watched over by the goddess. Leary. It's watched over on my thing.
Nope, didn't work. I tried to put that. Isn't there a way to put a light on? No?
Oh, aura?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to add an aura. I can do it.
Nice. There you go. That's perfect. All right, sounds cool. Kustash, nice comment, buddy. All right. Is it the creature's turn? What the hell?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Be careful. Like some of the stuff I didn't put on the map layer, apparently.
It's actually kind of a cool effect because it like broke up the green lines. I thought you did it on purpose.
Nope.
Like where the path was, there wasn't green lines.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I would have left it, but that way. But if you guys would have grabbed it on accident, it would have, moved them or something. All right, nice. So I think he comes forward and whips this body at Seagelm and Julian. So do you guys want to try to dodge it, or what do you guys want?
No, I just want to die.
Well, I mean, maybe you're trying to catch it if you think he's alive. Put your shield up to block it, or
I don't have a
Pump
shield.
it up, Krauser.
Shield for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to duck the body and let it hit Julian behind me.
All right. So what I think I want you guys to do is make a luck dex check. Let's see here.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So Seagelm lose a point of luck, and Julian, you're not going to take very much damage from this, as this body just squelches up against you. Ooh, 6 points, I guess. And then he lets out another roar in this, like in the picture. Spittle comes flying out. Initiative. All right. Looks like we're missing one. Got a great success, Julian. What are you going to do, buddy?
I'm going to shoot him because I have my bow out.
Do it.
So let's see.
As you free yourself from this missile weapon. Oh, dang, that's a nice hit. So that's your dex bonus, the +3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Did you roll, Zach, your initiative?
Sorry.
Failure. All right, so Shand. Don't forget you guys get a +1 too from. Oh no, that's supposed to +1 to AC, right, Elliot?
Correct. +1 to AC.
Nice.
May I postpone my action until the bear thing goes?
Sure.
I would like to do that. Let it move. Let it do its thing, and then I'll react to it.
All right, good. Because it takes off. We'll keep it. I'll find other food. As he runs off.
My brilliant plan has succeeded.
Good work. Damn this jungle! Help me! Another beast could come at any moment.
Run back to Urix and like, yes, brother. You said you were poisoned.
Yeah, you can see now that he's got like a really looks like there's 2 holes right in his thigh that are all swollen and open and oozing, and you can see black lines stretching away from it.
Poison has already started to set in.
He's probably too far gone. We should just move on.
I do have a healer or an alchemy kit, and have healer's kit with alchemy, and it does say that and attempt to try to stop smaller amounts of poison. I don't know if I would. My healer's kit so far is fully stocked, but yeah, perhaps like if there's some sort of herb I can use as try to come up with some sort of impromptu anti-venom, and then basically like coat the area with like mud or something to help it kind of set in.
So if you could find the creature that did the poisoning, then
Okay.
you would be able to actually make a search for exactly what you need.
Okay. Makes sense.
And then you could
yeah,
maybe create some sort of outback antitoxin.
and I'll just try to calm him down some and basically ask that of like, where is the creature that bit you? I have to know what it is before I can help.
It's in the mounds. Feldman and I were traveling through the mounds looking for a high spot to see if we could find Lord Venka or any others.
How long does it look like? Like even just as we're talking, is the poison like rapidly spreading? Like, can I
Make
gauge
a
on like how long?
why don't you make your apothecary check, and then we'll give what
Okay.
information we can.
Yeah. Intelligence. Makes sense for this one.
Whatever the skill says, it should say something.
I didn't actually look it up. To be honest, I think it is intelligence.
So now you're making me look it up. I see how it
No, well,
goes. I see how it
I
goes.
figured it was depending
I
on the
knew.
situation type of thing.
Sure,
But-
intelligence is fine.
Okay.
Is that your highest stat?
No. Will is my highest, but
So definitely not will. No,
Intelligence
I'm
is
just kidding.
also,
Intelligence works. All right, a great success. All right, so you are quite sure that your efforts have slowed the poison, but still, you probably have about 5 hours before, like something horrible would happen from it, like lose the leg or something. But you also know that if you find what did it, then likely you could create what you need to save Urks. Because we know we need him in the group as an NPC.
I'd like
you know
to
what he
spend-
sounds like to Hobbs? He sounds like Michael Palin from, I think it was Time Bandits. There was a scene with him and Shelley Duvall.
I have to watch that, so maybe I could pick up some things. Arlen, were you saying something?
Oh, well, I'd like to spend Urx's last moments explaining to him the difference between poison and venom, because he keeps saying he's been poisoned, but he was bitten by a venomous creature. And so I think it's important that he understands the difference before he dies.
I think that does sound like it.
So you said there were black lines running up away from it?
Yeah.
Do you think we could lance, and this is a question for the group, I guess, we could potentially lance where they were going and have him, see if the poison bled out a little bit as opposed to continuing to spread?
I think that's probably what Launt did. That's one of the
Oh, okay,
factors
my
that
bad.
he did. Yeah, Launt probably did that. And some of them are going to be below the skin far enough that you can't even see them, right?
Right.
I think most of
Looks like
that
they're-
is me not knowing the difference between venom and poison and not really knowing how it works, but just trying to give you some description about what's happening, no matter how wrong it might be.
I kind of pack my
We're
stuff
just
back
walking
up.
in.
What'd you say, Elliot?
I was saying, like, so I just pack my stuff back up and gotta stand up. I'm like, well, he says it's only just down there. We simply need to find the creature. And I turn around and look and see that not everyone is obviously interested in doing this, it seems.
Zach, did you say something?
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, if we talk over each other, I'll just separate them and then I'll slowly go through so everyone gets their chance to say. That's one of the problems with online games, right? Talking over each other. But don't fret. I will try to keep track of who did try to talk and keep us all involved. All right. So what's the plan? Do we care about Urks or not?
I think Launt definitely does. So, and I think we would have spent some time greeting each other and making sure we know each other from the caravan.
All right.
Mhm.
Nice. So that's a good idea, Robert. So why don't you tell us how Emery might know Launt?
Well, Emery is always keeping an eye out for what's going on, so I think he would probably be a pretty good, able to recognize faces and keep an eye out for various people. And Lant wears this pretty distinctive helmet, and it's got this symbol, so I think Emery would have recognized him from that.
And I think everyone in the caravan knows who Chaplain Thelman is, even if they didn't, revere the Seven Ancients. So you would know who he is, and Lot was usually kind of around there, I think, as well. So that's awesome. Is there anyone else who would want to say who they know? I just kind of skip around so we don't do it all night, but it's fun to get some character background as we play, in my opinion, and then we slowly learn what the hell's going on in the group. So, saying that, you guys make your greetings, and I think now we have to decide what's next. I don't know. I guess I don't even know if I've ever ran a game for you, Zach, to be honest. But I think at this point, if I'm a player-driven kind of game master, but if I wanted to say what your options are, like you could continue on your way, which is through these mounds, which would definitely let you find out where Thelman is. You could try to track down the Ursin, maybe steal all of his money because he obviously took some money from something. Check the dead body. I mean, those are some options. Zach, you were going to answer, and I've talked.
I said once. I've been in your game where you were the DM.
Oh, nice.
Once before, a couple of sessions.
Oh, that's right. Low fantasy gaming, right? No, not
low
fantasy.
Basic fantasy.
Basic fantasy. That's right. Yeah. Hopefully this one lasts longer. All right. So I don't.
Sorry.
No problem. I don't know who the leader is in this group, but what are we going to do?
Well, my vote as a mercenary type would definitely be to try to save this guy because he looks like he might come from some coinage that might be useful to us in the future.
In worst case, we can feed him to the next bear who isn't as scared of getting shot.
I gather they like some food, so having some extra morsels that we could toss at another Ursin would be useful.
Hey, Trev, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see you over here again.
Hey, Trev, I know that guy.
That's what he just said. Hey, I know some of these guys.
Hey, and we are some of these guys.
That's right. We are indeed that. All right, so it sounds like you guys are heading into these mounds. He basically gives you... He's hesitant, but he obviously is not going to go with you, and none of you guys are going to want to carry him trying to go into this dangerous looking area. Not that it's necessarily any other dangerous than the jungle, but you convince him to be quiet, and otherwise he won't survive. Maybe give him like definitely not your bedroll, Sieghelm, but something to get him as best as he can, and maybe a bit of a something to knock him out a little bit to calm him down, and a natural, what's the word I'm looking for? A calming herb or something.
A sedative?
Yeah, sedative. Yeah. I've got an iron spike still I could hit him with.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking the flat of a sword or something.
All right. I see you guys are all on the same page.
Or the
That's nice
the pommel. Hit him in the back.
That's nice to see. You could just give him a heavy dose of THC maybe. I don't know. All right.
Is the other guy definitely dead? The body that was thrown?
Oh yeah, you guys look over the body, and you do recognize him as one of the like a hand that helped around with the others, and his name was Jeff.
Does he have anything on him?
No, he's completely naked. He does have lots of scratch marks and a bite mark that was hidden when he was being right in the side with a little bit of bear sausage hanging out the side. It's bear sausage because a bear wanted to eat it, but really it's his intestines.
All right, well, shall we move on, guys?
Yes, I think so.
All right, does anyone need to take a break to reload their waters or take a pee or anything?
I could use some more water.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
go
right.
grab me some bear sausage.
All right. Don't turn off your camera, but I will mute us, and then anyone who wants to hang out can hang out. Mute yourselves, I guess, in the Discord, but anyone who wants to talk to the chatters, go for it.
All right, chatters. I guess I'm gonna keep you guys entertained while everybody else is gone. Yeah.
Did anybody answer Kustash?
What did Kustash?
Can you tell me what Hobbs' interpretation about getting your weapon ready? I skipped that part.
Oh, we decided that if I didn't have my bow in my hand, that it was not. It would take me a second to get it out, so I couldn't shoot with it in the same round that I got it out, basically.
Yeah, I think you can like whip out a sword or something like that, or like sling your shield pretty quickly, but doing that seems like it might take longer. That was my thought anyway.
Makes sense.
I'm sure that Steve will correct me if I'm wrong. He doesn't really. All right. What's next? Oh, while we're waiting for Elliot and Robert, I will say tomorrow night I am playing in a low fantasy game with Zach Hydra as the GM. The players are Steve is actually playing, so that should be pretty fun. I'm not going to stream it or anything. And then Thursday night is Kalmata. So Kalmata on the channel at 7:30. I think Arlen is going to be in that game, but I don't think any of these other guys are. Taylor, you're not playing, are you?
Not yet. Is the muster still open? I can go check.
I think there's one slot left.
Cool. I will check my calendar. I'll try to. We'll see if I can.
It's fine. I'm fine with 5 players. It's all good to me. I was going to do this. Oh, scud bottoms. That's not going to work. All right. I'm going to see if I can find this other thing quick. Oh, looks like everyone's getting here. Oh, geez, for a second I thought Elliot didn't have a shirt on. I was going to flip the fuck out. Ah! All right.
I think it'd be more disturbing since he had a shirt on when he left.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I would have had to actually take my shirt off to come back onto stream.
The part of the stream where we get up close and personal.
All right, I'm going to play something into my mic here.
Wonders will be revealed and good will triumph. Join us for the Jerry Stefan Memorial Crawl for the Cure Ether Meet. All donations to benefit the American Cancer Society. We will stream the event on Twitch channel DCC Mayhem for you to be delighted and entertained by our gameplay, influenced by your injected elements, fueled through your generous donations to the cause. Hourly donor raffles for PDFs and physical products from an assortment of sponsors including Goodman Games, Trollord Games, Froggot Games, and many, many more. Visit crawlforthecure.net for the latest information and updates. Join our quest to celebrate our good friend's memory.
All right, the dulcet tones of Corey Welch, one of the guys who puts on the Crawl for the Cure. All right, are we ready, y'all?
Yes.
All right, so he basically tells you that, you know, the mounds seem vast, and it's in an Urksian voice, and there are occasional totems, but the largest one, Thelman wanted to stop because he felt like they could be monuments to the Ancient Seven, and they were attacked by a spectacled snake there. Spectacled. Speckled. Spectacled would be way better, actually. He's wearing tiny little glasses, the circular ones. All right.
Scholarly snake would be fine with me.
All right. All right. Sound good, y'all?
How large was this snake?
It was big. Its body was thicker than his thigh.
Okay. Okay. So very, very big. Okay.
All right. Why don't you guys get pointing down in the like how you're going to be traveling through these mounds. Let's get this dude out of here.
Does anyone else have wilderness? Or you said you're a trekker, Marie.
I think of myself more as a scout.
Scout.
I'm good at stealth. I'm good at detection. I don't have any sort of wilderness lore, though.
Okay. I have high wilderness lore and pretty decent detection. What about the two fighters?
Zach, you're muted.
You're muted. Yeah, it's showing you unmuted in Discord, but we don't hear you. It must be your...
Yeah, it might be your connection to Discord again. I don't know for sure. You might just be able to refresh, Zach. What about you, Arlen?
I have basically the only skill that I have that would be useful for this sort of thing is detection.
Yeah. Shand.
Oh,
Taylor's like,
I was out for a second there.
oh yeah, that's my character.
I think that 4 a.m. That 4 a.m.
It's
early
catching up
rise
with
is
me,
coming,
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to say earlier, Sigishelm's, yeah, he's got pretty good wilderness skills and stealthy. So yeah, don't mind taking the lead.
Yeah.
So it could be that maybe I don't know what you think, Launt. Maybe you and Sigahelm take the lead, and then I'd be fine. Keeping an eye out in the back.
Sure. Yeah, that. Yeah. think that's probably the best if come and launch lead, and then basically file in, and then you're gonna take up the rear for make sure that bear doesn't come back.
Yeah, if nothing behind us is going to attack or anything.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get your marching order. 2x2 or ranks of 2 is probably best, but I mean you are going to be in the wilderness, so you could split up pretty easy. But this is kind of just what you're. And like the paths, as you can see, are fairly narrow through here, so you may want to go 1 by 1. It's up to you.
Well, if we're spreading out to look for a snake, right? It makes sense that we actually stay wider frontage, going down as we're looking for a snake to try to find it. So if Sighelm and Lant are essentially kind of like out ahead, both kind of looking and searching for signs of a snake, and then the rest file in behind.
So he did say that the snake was found on a large stone monument.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're looking for a monument first.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And Sighelm, if you want to lead first. So if we're looking at it right now, it's Sighelm, then Lant, then Emery, Shand, Julian, or do you want to file in differently?
Are we doing single file? Is that what we're doing?
Makes sense if we're just going straight towards the monument.
Okay. I'm going to put myself in the back because I'm going to keep an eye out for anything that might be following us.
Sure.
And Jason, just as a description as we move forward, I will keep more of my attention towards I'll keep an eye out on my companions in front of me. I don't want them to get spaced out too far away from me, but mostly my attention is going to be directed towards around me and behind me.
And I think if Sighelm is primarily looking to go for the monument that was said, then Lant would probably be essentially doing the same of looking to either side, or like not guiding, more of like keeping a lookout.
Okay. All right, so you guys kind of head into this area, and you can see, like, in the distance, it's a good, you're still a good 6 miles maybe from the peak of this mountain that you were seeing. So you're a good distance from that. And this is like a wide, almost bowl-shaped valley that are full of these low mounds. You can't see that far on that because it's not like, I guess I shouldn't even say a valley. It's just an area. But like, you can see the tree line goes off to your right and off to your left, and you can't see jungle on the other side. So it's a fairly large area of these low mounds. And but you kind of are just assuming that they're headed straight towards the mountain. So I'm just assuming that's the direction you're going to kind of go in. And even just when you step in almost, you can see like kind of a monument. He gave you some descriptions. Let's say that it was a trio of monuments next to each other. But he said there's many singular ones, but the trio one is where the snake was. So you're basically looking for a specific trio of monuments in the amongst these low mounds.
Do the mounds appear like barrows to us?
Not really. I don't think so, because the barrow would be larger than that, I think.
Okay.
You think this is a natural? I think that maybe Lant has heard of these before. So he's like, it is a natural thing, even though it does give some of you guys kind of the heebie-jeebies maybe of what the heck possibly could have made this. It almost looks like pustules of the earth, like an accursed place.
Mm.
All right, so as you guys move into the area, yay! You guys have moved to Hex. We'll show you this quick. Yay, look at that. Isn't that a beautiful looking map? Even though you can only see a very, very tiny bit of it.
The sliver.
It's like hand painted.
Yeah, it's using Hex Kit by Cecil Howe. So you can see the mountain there, and you can see your little camp up behind you there.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Good
How many
work, you guys.
different biomes does it have in the Hex Kit?
What's that?
It's like a lot. How many different biomes does it have in the Hex Kit product? Like, is a lot.
A lot. And it's
Okay.
very easy to
Yeah,
use.
it's great.
Very, very easy to use because like you can choose to use an individual paint, or say there's like 8 different jungle ones. You could just keep it on that folder and paint all of them. So it'll just like do different jungle stuff on there instead of having to pick them each individually out, you know?
Gives you a nice little variation within
Yeah.
the same biome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't own it, but I've seen some really well done maps from people playing with Xkit. It looks pretty impressive.
I don't know that this is one that was really well done, but
I mean, it's looking good to me so far, Hobbs. I have high expectations of what we'll reveal.
oh my goodness. That sounds a little strong.
I'm going for the high ground just so I can see more of X's. Got my player motivation.
All right. Hey, I like it. Be motivated. All right. So we'll switch back from here. So I made this map before I found those other ones.
Oh, that's why it looks like a desert.
Well, it is kind of a more, I don't know if you noticed, but the ground does seem a little more arid on the tops, but there could be pools of water that go along the bottoms of the mounds. If I'd found those other mounds, I probably would have made it with that. I was really happy with this one when I did it. So the brighter the color, the taller the mound. In the orange, you see that? And there's also like kind of almost, they look like dead pine trees sticking up. And in some places, wind has scoured the top of the mound and you can see stone.
So you said they're dead. Does it appear that, I mean, wilderness will check to for this too, is there some sort of like sickness in the trees, or are they just not getting water, or like, because it's jungle all around.
Yep.
So
You would guess maybe there is some sort of sickness, blight in this area, because some of them are dead, but some of them are only partially dead. Do you think that Launt would approach them to check it out?
probably, yeah. Being concerned with general state of nature as well, of go to one of the trees to try to look and see, as his teacher Hammond told him to be mindful of all things around you at all times.
Oh boy, it sounds like a busy life.
Yes, it was.
Hey, Kustash, good to see you, buddy. Have a good one, man. All right, so so you spend, the first hour almost stopping nearly at every tree trying to check this out. Do you think you walk mostly on the taller areas, or do you think you are marching kind of along the wet and fetid loam along the lower portions of the mounds?
That would probably be more Sighelm. How are you leading the general group? Or did you mean me specifically looking at the trees?
No, I meant as a group.
How deep is the wet parts?
It's going to vary, but normally, maybe 3 to 4 inches, 6 inches sometimes, and sometimes there's not going to be pools of water, but sometimes there are, just depending on the elevation.
I think I would imagine I'd want to avoid the pools of water, but
Yeah, try to stick to the higher ground wherever we can. Obviously, we're trying to keep a lookout for these 3 monuments that Urks described. See if we can spot something that stands out amongst it.
Okay, so you guys have been traveling for probably at least an hour. I'm looking for something quick here.
All your monster tokens?
That's right. How did you know?
Like that's what the DM's always looking for.
No, sometimes I'm looking for NPC tokens like Urks. All right. And as you're traveling, you do spot a single mound in the distance. So, Sieghelm, you spot that mound up there. We'll say right now, yeah, it's probably farther than this. You guys are off the map, but I had to put you on the map. And as you spot it, and I'm like, you're like, hey, there's one. There's like, maybe that's the stone monument they were talking about. It's only a single one, so it's not the trio, but it's definitely one. And you kind of hear, almost like a clucking, like a, and it kind of like picks up across these prairie-like mounds, and all of you guys can hear it.
Does it sound like an animal?
Maybe, but it's definitely not any animal that you recognize. Elliot, why don't you go ahead? Sorry, Robert.
We can't locate like where the sound seems to be coming from.
It just seems like it's kind of floating across this area, and it didn't seem like you heard it for a while quietly. It just kind of abruptly kind of started.
And looking up in the sky, we don't see anything flying around.
Yeah. So. Oh shit! Your character's not even on here.
He's just, if you copied and pasted it, he's just off the map.
Yeah, I know, and I can't get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get you quick, buddy.
That just shows how stealthy I am.
That's right.
even the DM can't find where I am.
Did you ask me to roll something?
I did. Make a wilderness lore check.
Yeah.
You're at advantage. You're gonna need a great success.
Okay.
Ooh, a success. So you are definitely ill at ease because it seems like something must have come. Like it feels like you've maybe come into the territory of something. Otherwise, you would have heard this if it was really something that was all over the place along these mounds, right?
Mm-hmm. On guard. The light has not shone here in a while.
Dude, these are pretty good. It almost seems like you've been playing a video game with this sort of character. And that's like the thing it says whenever you pick them. You know what I'm talking about on those turn ones? Like, oh, now you picked Lant. On guard, the light has not been here recently. Sorry.
It's like a Diablo character select screen or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, any of those, like Torment or... Beholder, I don't know what the Forgotten Realms ones were, but
Baldur's Gate, yeah.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. All right, hey, Arlen, I haven't heard from you recently. What do you make of this? What does Julian make of this strange sounds?
I think my DM is a colossal fucking nerd.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Julian's just sort of like, okay, there's weird stuff. I'm going to get my bow out ahead of combat this time so I can shoot the first round.
I like it. Does anyone else have wilderness lore?
I do.
Zach, I think you're going to need a great success at a disadvantage in this situation. Because he's got double. He gets it with advantage automatically. Ooh.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice. You did it. Did you?
Wow. That
was
was
both threes. All right. So as Lant is like trying to figure it out, he says that, and you're like, Vomitors. It's a strange name, but.
Exactly.
So you know what these Vomitors are. Apparently, maybe you've seen them in the past, but they're very rare and unusual. They're like small bipedal creatures that can spit vomit.
So they're called vomitors.
Yeah.
I'm raising 2 of those.
pack hunters from the darkest corners of the jungle. And you know that they track by echolocation, and those clicks is their sounds.
All right. I whisper to the crowd, nobody move. They're honing in on us from sound.
All right.
Do these things burrow, or are they above ground?
They're above ground, but they're not very big. They're only like about a foot tall.
So little puking mini raptors. Huh?
Sort of. I actually have a pic. Let me show you. Oh, apparently I didn't add it. See, this game feels like it's moving so much better than it did when I was trying to use my laptop as well. And it hasn't like timed out, so it definitely must have been my hard drive.
You got your proper battle station set up there.
I am ready now.
Oh shit, that's not what I was picturing.
That was not what I was picturing at all either.
I was picturing the Jurassic Park little spitter things,
Yeah, for some reason my brain did not give them arms, but other than that, I was pretty in there.
I know where you got
supposed to. You do? I don't know. I got it on the internet.
Yeah, this is a gray render in 5e.
It just seemed pretty badass.
It looked like something from Dark Sun.
I think it's in. It's probably in. Not Volos. What's the other one?
What's 5e?
5e. I don't understand this.
See, it's awesome. I can use all these images that the grognards don't know. See. Guess what? I didn't know either. So.
Mordenkainen. I think it's in the Mordenkainen book.
I was going to guess Mordenkainen, but I didn't even know what I was talking about.
I just said it twice. What the fuck?
Before you said it, you whack.
Tasha's Cauldron of Vomiters.
All right, so what do you guys do when the Varnori says this?
Gotta be silent, I guess.
This is like one of those things where we can't walk in a repetitive pattern, right? Otherwise, they'll pop out of the ground and attack us. So we just need to.
Is the noise like picking up, like they're coming towards us? Or?
It is. You can hear it. Is this the part that made me an ultra nerd, Arlen, or was it that I mentioned Baldur's Gate?
No, it was the video game commentary,
Okay,
definitely.
All right. So you can start to see some of these creatures as they are moving towards you.
All right, they're already headed this way. So, is there some like high rubble or something that I can get on top of? You said they're only a foot short or foot high, right?
Yeah, they're a foot high. So any of the bright orange, not the kind of the paler brown, that's the high ground.
Yeah, I'll try to get positioned on some high ground, spear at the ready to, stab them from a distance as they come near.
Are these gray spots anything special?
That's like where the grass has been worn away by the wind, and it's just rock.
Okay. So I'll step up to here, see if I can get a better.
Let's roll initiative before everyone decides to move. I should have said roll initiative before, but that's all right. You guys are going to move anyway, and it's not going to matter. But
Great success.
good job, Shand. Go ahead and move, buddy. Siegelheim, you can as well.
Yeah, I've just stepped up a little bit into some higher spot.
Did everyone roll? Oh, yeah, there's Emery up there. Okay. All right, so when everyone moves, the clicking kind of picks up. Now, Siegheim, that these guys don't burrow, that they do move across the top. But movement is something they're going to pick up as something moving as opposed to. And you can see that their eyes, even though they have a bunch of eyes, they're just sockets. They don't really have eyes as these things approach. This is just a picture that I chose. They might just even actually not even be sockets. They're probably just like reddish spots to ward off other hunters, and so they're not prey, you know?
Yep. Like the Viceroy butterfly.
Exactly like that. So you guys can go ahead and attack if you haven't gone yet. I mean, if you have gone, if your initiative was higher than theirs, you can attack when they come.
Well, as they're moving up, do they look like are they charging and see us or not?
They know something is there. Yes.
Okay,
they're not.
so
they don't see
they're
you.
immediately in it. Right. They're not just like passing through.
No.
Okay.
It definitely seems like they're coming forward. But I'm just going to let, if someone wants to do anything before they get closer, because you know that they can vomit acid.
Yeah, I'm going to dab.
No, you can't do anything, Elliot, because you failed. So only the people who
I'm sorry. I
didn't
thought you said
fail.
you haven't gone yet.
I did say that first, and then I tried to correct myself. I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah. So these guys are going
Okay.
to get to jump on the people who failed their initiative.
You didn't let me move, but I did succeed.
Good. Yeah. So
Okay, so I would like to shoot one of them before he gets too close. with my bow.
absolutely go for it.
Awesome. And I would really like to shoot him in such a way that I like have him flopping around on the ground as he dies, so that he's making a lot of vibrations for the other ones to pick up on. But if that's too much to ask, I understand.
What? Where do you think that would be? Like
I have no
its
idea.
spine or something, or in the head, and make it kick?
His
I'm
nads.
wondering. I think you can do that as a minor exploit.
Okay. I don't even remember how to do those, so let me look those up real quick.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know if we've even done too many exploits yet.
Minor exploit. First hit and cause damage, then make a ruling to resolve the exploit. So some other type of roll in addition to hitting and causing damage. So let me roll to see if I hit him.
That hits.
Awesome.
That will kill one. Which one?
Probably like this one.
Okay, that kills him. Now why don't you make, let's say, an intelligence check to find the spot.
All right.
Success. So yeah, so this one is flopping and kicking at the bottom of that mound in the water. Splash, splash, taking a bath.
Nice.
All right, Sieghelm, did you want to attack one?
Yeah, I'm going to try to spear one as it's going by. Looks like hits AC 14.
This one, this one up here.
Yeah.
All right, Sieghelm spears one as it starts to come up on this mound. Shand.
I'd actually like to use my opportunist to get a second strike in.
Go for it.
After downing one, I can make an immediate free strike on a second since I've got one right by there.
Nice little cleave.
Yeah, try that. But a little bit off balance on that,
Yep.
it looks like.
You missed it. Shant.
I think I had already gone. I had moved.
Yeah, but you have an action still. Yeah, you have a move action plus an action.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a 5e action economy, but it's kind of a 5e action economy. Man, this thing is running really well. You guys are doing great. So is the technology. I'm very pleased. What are you going to do, buddy?
I guess I could move again to get a little bit into a better position to support the group, or double move, I guess.
Oh, I guess I should say, as you're deciding, when the arrow hit the one, I guess it couldn't actually be kicking. I just realized. Sorry, I just read more on the creature's description. It kicks for a while, for like a few moments, and then it explodes. And you can see this smoking debris scatter in a 5-foot radius, and it's sizzling on the blades of tufted brownish grass where it hits them. Same thing with the ones that Sieghelm stabbed. Okay.
Suddenly, I want to move
When I
like
stab
directly.
What'd you say, Zach?
So that's always what happens when I stab things.
Yeah, there you go. All right. What did you say, Taylor?
I was just saying, suddenly I want to move due north.
I don't blame you. Are you done moving?
Yes.
All right, so these two are going to come up and attack. First one will be Launt. Oh, a natural 20. How appropriate. Elliot, you're so lucky. All right, so the natural 20 in this game means max damage. All right, so you take D3 points. And you've been, you can smell, what kind of armor do you wear? Leather armor. So where it's bit you, its teeth have come through. It's just a massive jaw, even though it's only 1 foot tall, but it's almost all teeth. But you can see that there's this smoking vomit, almost vile bile that's still left, and your armor is smoking and burning your skin beneath. So you take 3 points, brother.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said D. 3 points. Okay.
I did, but you take max. Because you got
right.
20.
Yep.
You were missed, Seahelm. This one, the rest of these kind of start to converge on this other area. I want to give you your minor exploit for that. There you go. But then it burst. All right, so I think it is time for initiative again.
No.
Nope, that's it. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, you guys who failed. Yeah.
And Launt. Who had the worst? I think I had the worst.
Go ahead if you want to go. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because both of us go before or after them anyway. I'm just gonna stab the guy in front of me and try to. Whenever they exploded, did they like explode like big?
Pretty big.
Yeah. I have a spear. Can I try to stab and leap away so that if it does die, it doesn't explode into me?
You would have to back out of the way now and then stab it, but it could attack you when you back up.
I see. Disengaging is a full action. Like
yeah,
full turn?
I don't. No, it would be your move. It would be your move, right?
Yeah.
And then you can attack still. But anytime you move out of melee in this game, they can get an attack on you.
Got it. I think I am going to still do that. I'm going to back up and then strike it. Unfortunately, that leaves Sieghelm right next to it still, but there's nothing I can do about that.
So it's going to get an attack on you as you jump back.
Yep.
Oh, that's not the right screen. This is kind of an interesting...
I have AC 16.
Oh, got a 16. So you feel... So you're going to take this round, you take 4 points of damage from the acid eating through where the wound was on your turn.
Hmm.
The round after a target is struck. So not yet. It'll be next round. So you take 1 point of damage, but you can feel a different area. So you're gonna take damage from that acid as well.
Okay.
Now go ahead and stab it.
Yeah. Down here. Hit AC 20 for 7 points of damage.
No, it was an 18. All right. It was this one?
Yeah, the one that I jumped back from.
It squiggles for a bit on the end of your spear and then explodes. If you want to dodge the vomit, Zach, you can make a luck dex save.
Sorry, it's for me to dodge?
Yep, because you're right next to it.
Gotcha. Dex.
Ooh, a failure of a failure. Ouch. All right, so some of this acid splashes on you. And it's sizzling on your armor. But you don't take any damage yet.
Okay.
All right. Arlen? Oh, you shot, right?
Yeah.
And Emery, you didn't. Did you do anything?
I haven't done anything.
Go for it.
So I will move in between Launt and Shand. I'll have my short sword at the ready, and then I will essentially wait. If any come in range, I will stab it.
All righty. I think it's time for initiative then. Dun, 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 dun. Sieghelm. Oh, that was your luck dex save. So you don't lose a point of luck in that situation, only if you succeed in a luck check or a luck save. All right, so it looks like everyone goes but Shand. And Launt has a great success. You can wait, you can do a reaction if you guys want to.
I'm gonna go. I'll go first. Can I do? So I want to move here, and then strike at him. Can I do for a makes sense for a minor thing to hit it and knock it away so it doesn't splash on Sighelm?
Kind of like golf club the thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think I like that. Or like stab it and then run up and kick it or something. I think all those will work.
Or even stab it and flick it or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. So you have to roll the hit and do damage.
Yeah. AC 10.
That actually hits. And now
8 damage.
Now what I want you to do is we're going to make a contested strength check.
Okay. Straight strength?
Yeah, just roll strength.
Or okay.
All right, so he's way closer than you are.
Yeah.
So you do not flick it away. So Sieghelm, luck dex check. I like that thinking, though. Elliot, you take 4 points of damage from the first bite where the creature acided you. All right, great success, Sieghelm. So you're not affected by the splash, but you lose a point of luck in that situation. Or you have used a point of luck, let's say. I don't know if losing it is right. Nice try. Good work, everyone. Who's next?
That was 4. I took the damage from the bites, the 3 and then 1, and then this is an additional 4.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you're going to take another 4 after that from the other bite as well, from where the acid is leaking through.
Now I am down.
Launt collapses, and he's still like struggling in pain, so you might need to do something about that, or he's going to continue to take damage.
Okay, who's next?
I don't care.
Seeing that, I will try to go over and help Launt out and see if I can get the acid off of him.
So it's like kind of underneath his clothes. What do you want to try to do? Do you have like any any like apothecary or healing or any knowledge of maybe what would help against acid, or not really?
I do have apothecary.
Oh, nice.
It's interesting. I don't remember picking that one, but it's on my sheet, so I must have.
It's also for making poisons, so I think you automatically got it.
Okay, that's probably it.
So I
Okay,
think
cool. I have it too.
All right, so I think in this situation that you know that it's an acid, and so if you put a base on it, it could help.
Where would I have a base? I don't think I do.
Like is vinegar a base or is it an acid? Which one is it?
Vinegar is an acid.
All right, so it's a base. So if you add an acid, it will neutralize the effect.
Still, I don't think I have anything in my equipment. I've got poison. I could add poison to it.
Maybe you could pee on him.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure urine is a mild acid.
I think so too, actually, isn't it? Or no?
I'm Googling it.
All right, here's the thing.
Well-
I think you can make. Hey, thank you, whoever gave me some cheer, an anonymous cheerer. I really appreciate it. I think everyone should just take a moment and do the same thing. Because how often do you get to pee on another character to save their life? This is a great moment. All right.
I think given the situation, I'd be a little backed up. I'm not sure I'd be able to just let loose.
All right. So
creatures running around.
Yeah, they're running around, man.
I can inspire greatness. You can pee on him like a champion.
You're gonna pull out your drum
no.
and like give me
Thanks,
like
buddy.
a little tune to help me out.
Yep.
You
Okay,
also. Oh, you're gonna go for it?
I'll give it a shot.
And I mean, there's a chance here that you could, like, if in your food, maybe someone has some vinegar in their food, right? Because I mean, you guys are carrying some food, mostly their rations, but you could be preparing food in some way. So if you're like against the peeing thing, maybe, I think you could make a luck test to see if anyone has any vinegar. If you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Because I have lantern oil, but that's probably not going to be an acid, right?
Oil?
Yeah.
Lantern oil. I doubt it. I'm going to check the pH on lantern oil. Look at Zach. He's like, what the hell? This game is super nerdy. Arlen's like, yeah. Did you make it? I didn't see.
What am I doing? It's a luck check.
Straight luck check, yeah.
So
So don't add anything, just put none. Terrible failure. It's P or nothing, buddy.
I guess I'll do it.
All right, I like
Help
it.
out, my friend.
All right, so you guys see Emery whips out his penis and let's go. Good thing he's been holding, or maybe he's like me when he gets excited he has to pee. I don't know, but for whatever it is, Emery is now, or Launt is saved by a golden shower. Only at the Gamerhood, people.
What a time for Streamer Labs to pop up the
Streamer Labs
right
yeah.
now. Like,
Oh goodness. Hey, Steve did it. Here, these vomitor creatures. It's all there. And I think this is a known thing to. I imagine Seagelhelm with that success, you would have known this as well. I think that is what happens sometimes, and so people do that. So you always hold your pee-pee whenever you got to be around vomitors. You never know. That's what I hear. That's what causes trucker bladder among adventurers. Alrighty, good work. Who's up? Seagelm, is it your turn?
Yeah, you said a little bit of acid splashed on me. Is that like melting through my clothes?
Yep,
Does
you
it say
take-
something that- be addressed immediately.
You take 4 points of damage. Yes.
And it's like continuing.
It's not as bad as it was, so it does wear off eventually. Or you could dive under the stream and try and.
I'm gonna take a stab then at this guy, but like trying to keep him at a distance.
This one?
Yeah, spear's got a bit of a range to it, so
sure.
trying to keep him at bay. I don't know how like the exploit stuff works, but
so basically, exploits are like DCC's mighty deeds, but anyone can do them. You have a minor exploit or a major exploit. A minor exploit is usually like it's only going to have a temporary effect. Like you might try to throw sand in someone's eyes or blind them with your dagger, or stun someone, but it's only going to be like a round and it won't do extra damage. It's going to have a relatively trip them or any of those things. And if you fail it, then you can't do any more exploits this scene. That's what the bad thing is. A major exploit would be like affecting multiple people, multiple enemies, or like maybe cutting off the stinger of a giant scorpion. This is like more of a permanent effect type of thing. And you can't do any auto kills on anything that has more hit dice than you.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to stab this guy from a distance.
Okay.
I'll be hit. 4 damage.
That is enough. He is slain. I did not do the 5d10 of these. I thought it might be overkill for you guys. All right, who's up?
I still have to go.
Go ahead, Julian.
All right, I will take a shot at this one.
Yeah, do it.
Longbow. Nice.
Oh, sweet. That was a 16.
Good shot.
Yeah, this guy is a deadly marksman. Poof! Explodes in a greenish splash and mist of acid, acidic vile bile. All right, anyone else?
I think Shan hasn't done anything. Is that?
Yeah, but Shan failed
the okay.
Yeah, the initiative check.
All right, let's see what happens here. Nope, this guy doesn't care. Blah! Comes charging in on Siegelheim. A 12 is not a 16, so it misses Shant. Taylor?
I think Shan failed, didn't he?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's
They're
my
done
turn now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see. I guess I'll step up and try to stab this last one.
Do it. Oh.
Oh.
So critical.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you do max damage for whatever your weapon is. Which are you using as dagger?
I am using a rapier, so it is 8.
Yeah, so you should be able to fill that in on your sheet. It has like a spot for like max damage or something like that, I think, and so it would actually show up as your max. All right, so
I'll look at it. I'm sorry. I have found the base damage, but I didn't. I'll mess with it.
All right, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the creature explodes, so both of you have to make a luck dex check. Siegelheim, you're splashed with acid. And Shand,
that was not a good plan.
And Shand, so was you. So was you. So were you. All right. So what do you guys want to do? All the creatures, the clucking of their tongues has fallen silent. All you can hear is the sizzle of your skin from this acrid acid. And young Launt is unconscious, or possibly dead, laying on the ground.
Well, I'm going to immediately try to grab some of this dead wood and brush some of this vomit stuff off of me. Try to get it cleaned up.
So that probably won't do it because it's like burnt through your armor and now it's like underneath and on your skin. And you know you're not going to have time to rip it off. You're going to have to put some sort of liquid on there to get rid of it.
I mean, I've got a water skin.
So the water probably won't do it.
All right.
But Taylor, what do you want to do? Because you also are splashed by it.
Right.
You want to? Either of you guys can make straight luck test to see if you have vinegar. If basically, Launt couldn't share that with you, but I think
Nope.
I think that Zach's character already knows. He has some. So you can use this vinegar. I think Shand will take 4 points of damage because you're probably going to use it on yourself first and then on him. And now you're out of vinegar, and then you guys are up. But you're going to take 4 points of damage, Taylor.
Got it. Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome. I love the politeness on handing out damage. All right, so Emery, though, you now splash off Launt and his wounds, and let's see if he survived. So this is a roll, the not quite dead yet check, and I believe it is a Constitution check. Yep, 79.
Is it straight Constitution?
Indeed.
Right.
Failure. So did you use your reroll pool yet?
No, I can do that though.
Come on, let's go, boy.
All right.
Oh, my
Can
God,
I
Elliot.
use?
The same thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
What'd you say, Taylor?
They don't have a way of doing first aid before that, like to stabilize me or anything.
You were already. He already stabilized you, but as soon as
Oh.
were you at 0 or were you below 0?
So I
I was
have
at 0.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be something. Go ahead, Taylor. What were
I
you
have
saying?
the Inspire Greatness capability. When you use this ability, no action cost, an ally within 120 feet who can see or hear me can grant my charisma bonus to 1 roll. My charisma bonus is 2. Would I be able to use my dashing charisma to try to help on this roll?
I think that Launt awakens. You're going to lose your reroll pool, though. Awakens to Shan's beating of his drum and silver-tongued voice. Come to us. Come back to us, Elliot. Or come back to us, Lauren. Why don't you do it for me? What do you think Shand is saying to him that brings him back from the opportunity to meet the 7 ancients? And while he's thinking about that, you can roll on the injuries and setbacks table, Elliot.
Okay.
1d20. A 2. Oh my goodness. All right.
He's not waking up. Somebody pee on him again. Oh, he woke up.
Make a luck con check.
Luck con. Failed.
Roll a d6.
Ooh.
A 2. All right, so it wasn't on your body. The acid splashed all over your hand. And the hand has been basically melted. So Larry is definitely pushing you through some tests here. You can choose which hand.
Okay. What type of? It just says I have to put in a type.
A type of what?
Or no, it
Scar?
says injuries and setbacks, type, and then description.
Oh, lost hand.
Okay. I didn't know if there was like greater, lesser, or something. If that's what it meant by type.
I don't know either.
Okay.
This seems greater.
I'll just put that it's an injury because I guess it's injury or setback.
Yeah, injury for sure.
Injury, melted hand.
Yeah, acid melted hand. So you got it all. It's all like wrapped up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is terrible. This is terrible. Goodness gracious. I'm almost sickened by myself here. All right. So, yeah, what are you guys going to do now?
We've come all this way. We've fought our way through these little spitter types. I say we make our way down to that obelisk. We've paid the price so far.
I'm awake.
Yes. If you want to be, I guess. It's up to you. You're alive for sure. After a few minutes, you will awake with 1 hit point. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I would ask for a few moments to bandage my useless hand and just like strap the shield to the forearm, I guess. And then lay hands on myself to heal myself. It takes 1d3 minutes though to do, if everyone's okay for holding.
I think we could spare a couple of minutes for the guy who lost his hand.
All right.
It takes 2 minutes, and I will recover d4 plus level plus will modifier.
So what's this look like when you do this?
Hold on, let me roll real quick.
Wait, it's lay on hands?
Yeah, it's lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Okay, so basically, since he's doing it to himself, essentially he like pulls the carved emblem out and kind of like runs it over area, and he's just like muttering prayers under his breath that aren't really like coherent in essentially all of the languages that he knows. You hear Argosan, Thule, Nadician, as he's just kind of going through like the same mantra over and over to the nature goddess, and then it's +3, and I heal 7 points of damage. All right.
It's good to know that Launt hasn't given up on his worship of Solari at this point and recognizes it only as one more trial that the 7 have put before him.
Exactly.
All right.
It is nature that took away his hand, after all, so it must be a part of the greater plan.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay, so are you guys going to approach this? Are you sending Emery up to check it out first, or?
I think scouted up a bit.
Yep, I can do that.
Or is Sieghelm doing it himself, or both of you guys, or?
I think Emery's probably better at spotting things.
All
I think
right.
Helm's good at, being stealthy. He's not very observant, though.
All right, Emery, why don't you head up there?
Okay, so I head that way, keeping my eyes peeled for anything emerging from the monument as best as I can tell.
And the mounds around it. You're staying on the high ground again?
I suppose I will, yeah, because I don't want to go in the water. What do you want me to do? Go all the way up?
Oh, yeah, this is a nasty place to adventure, isn't it? All right, WizBiz512, welcome to the channel. welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. I don't know. I don't remember what I used to say. Anyway. So as you approach, this obelisk is easily like 10 or 12 feet tall. It seems like it somehow is made from the living rock, but you don't know if it was brought here or raised here through some magic. You can actually make a perception check. Let me see what kind. So any character can try to sense magic. You spend a few minutes and you can do it by an int or a perception check. If successful, the character senses there is magic present or absent, perhaps as a tingling through their spine, a barely perceivable hum in the air, or some other fleeting quality that vanishes after only a moment. It doesn't cost you anything. It just is basically concentrating for a few minutes. So I kind of picture you coming up here, looking around. Maybe the hair on the back of your neck is standing up a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check? So it's not a detection, it's perception.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Didn't he say int? Didn't it say int or? So you can modify. Just do a perception check, I think.
I did it. Terrible failure.
All right, yeah. So you feel something, but it must just be the passing wind or this strange encounter you had with these horrific little vomitors that essentially stole Launt's hand. And you don't spot anything else about the stone. It does look like there's been a new image of the seven, a 7-pointed star etched about eye level into the stone. The symbol of the ancient seven, most likely done, by maybe Urks or the chaplain who came before.
Strange.
Is there anything you want to do?
So I don't really understand too much of it, right? I just see those signs.
Just one sign, and you recognize it as a mark of the ancient seven, the Argosan.
But Lant would know more about this, right? So
yeah, and it looks new. It looks new to you.
Yeah, I
compared to the other
motioned for
stuff.
the party to come forward to take a look at it.
Did anyone want to take a short rest at this point, or no?
After laying on hands, I'm actually okay. Besides, missing a hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just asking, and it's up to
you. I was saying for everyone else. I mean, I don't know how injured everyone else is too.
Because your reroll pool is missing as well, and I think some people are missing a class ability.
I just used my class ability too, so that is true.
Is everyone going to move up there or not?
Can we move up there and take a short rest? Take a short rest at the obelisk.
Yeah, you can. And if you take a short rest, you don't have to use your checks. Not everyone has to use a check. Basically, people would choose on their own when they want to use their checks or not use their short rest checks. Hey, look, we can just see Emery's name up here. Forever lost there. Hey, got him. Good day, sir. All right. So what's the plan here, guys?
Yeah, let's go up to the obelisk, take a short rest, and then try to figure out what this thing is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I said before, when I was explaining how the short rests work, all you have to do is we're taking a short rest. So just type in how many checks you're going to make in the chat. And you don't have to take any, because remember, you're only going to get 3 before the next long rest, and who knows when that could be, because it's like 2d4 days as it requires. So it's a long period. So just write in the chat how many checks you're going to making 2 checks or making 3. If you have a con bonus, you can add that many checks amongst all of the short rests before you get those back at a long rest, if that makes sense.
And to recover a class ability or re-roll, we just say we're taking a check. We don't actually have to roll anything.
You're going to have to roll. You have to say how many checks you're going to take. And every successful check allows you to do one of those things. Regain a reroll pool, regain half your hit points plus con, regain one class ability.
So how do we keep track of that? Because we had already done one before.
I think there might be something on your sheet. I think there is on the Foundry sheet, but I don't know if there is on this sheet.
I just put it in my notes.
See anything about
yeah,
that,
just put it in your notes somewhere. And like I say, you don't have to take a check if you don't want to. And you don't have to take any checks. You just have to choose if you're taking 1, 2, or 3, and then make any mark if you're using your extra con modifier ones.
Okay, so let me make sure I get this straight. So if I made one check before, can I make one check again, or I have to do more than that?
You have to do 2 or 3.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Unless you have a con bonus.
I do have a con bonus, I think. Let's see. Of 1.
1. So you actually have another check that you can use. But
just a straight up 1 check.
It actually should be added to the other ones, though. So I don't think you can do it. I'll let you do it by itself. I don't care. Because this is like a kind of a really resource management situation that you're in. So just write in there how many checks you're going to make. Everyone.
Oh, then I'll just do 1.
All right. Nobody else is taking any checks? Elliot?
Take 1.
1. All right. So you can only do 1 once unless you have a con bonus. So go ahead and now make your will checks.
I do have a con bonus, so that would mean I could take one another time too?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you got 1 success, Shan. What were you trying to get?
I got 1 great success.
Yeah.
So I will go for hit points again.
All right, I'll give you a bonus plus 1 hit point because of the great success.
Nice. I am back to max.
What was your check, Elliot?
I was getting my class ability back.
All right, you got it. Robert, did you make yours?
Yep. It's on there.
Oh, there it is on the bottom. Nice. What'd you get back?
Class ability.
Perfect. All right, nice. So now we have completed our first, I guess our second short rest, but good work. I think maybe this is a good place to stop. It's almost 10:30. We've been going for 2.5 hours, almost 2:40. So we'll stop this adventure part, and we'll slip over into the group chat, and we'll go over our highs and lows real quick. Zach, this is your first low fantasy gaming game and your first game in this campaign. You have any highs or lows?
I mean, for the first time using the rule system, easy enough to pick up. I think I had to ask quite a couple of things worked, but nothing that was a stumbling block. So that'd be a high. Was just that it was easy to get into.
Yeah, character generation wasn't that difficult or anything, was it?
Yeah, we ran through that real easily earlier, so it was good.
Any lows?
Vomit.
Okay, yeah, vomit's always a low. I can't think of too many highs involving vomit.
Never look forward to that, right?
All right, Robert.
Highs. I don't know. I like the voices for Urks and the Ursin. The Ursin in particular.
Oh yeah, the Ursin had a good one.
You should have watched. Have you ever watched Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas? You could have done the bear from that.
No, I've never seen that.
It's worth it, and it plays on. I think it's free. You can find it just hanging out on YouTube.
All right, we'll try to remember that, guys. Any lows, Robert?
P saves.
Oh, P saves. I'm like, what did he say? I didn't even know what he said. That was weird.
P saves.
Yeah, nice. Taylor, that is a pretty low blow. Taylor?
Definitely high as the P saves.
See, it's nice to hear the opposite from the guys with highs and lows. Thanks, old golden hen. Be good, brother. Any lows?
Yeah, I need to drink coffee later in the day. I tried to remember to do that, but I guess I zoned out a couple times, so I'm gonna have to, between now and next week, figure out a way to stay in the game. So I appreciate your patience with me on that regard. So I guess the only low point that I felt like I had was me.
and maybe Zach wishes you'd stay in the game too, so you didn't cover him with vomit when you killed that vomiter right next to him.
That was a calculated risk. I wasn't expecting both of us to fail it again.
Nice, Arlen.
High point, definitely shooting a couple of vomiters with my bow and not getting any acid on me. Low point was not missing any of them when people were peeing on each other, because I could have made a great joke about being distracted by the size of Emery's penis.
Nice. All right, good.
That's a major exploit.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot, I saved you for last, man. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, high point was not dying again. Taylor, big shout out for the quick thinking of using your ability to help with that final save of the +2. That made sense. Low point was almost dying again. After making this character, I was like, dude, come on.
I felt that way.
This time it wasn't even me jumping at something. Like, it was literally just getting attacked. That was it. Those things were nasty with the acid. The recursive acid, like the continuous effect was pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
but
pretty sick.
It's fine. Nature has its has a plan, has its way. So all will be well.
So I would say my highs is getting to play with you guys and keeping this game going. I don't feel like we maybe get as far as I would like, probably because I babble too much about some product in the beginning, but it was worth it for those, and maybe we'll limit some of that in the future unless we just have like during break or something like that. That way it won't interrupt our game time as much. So I was excited about this map when I made it, this one that we're looking at here. But then I found those other mounds, and I think those would have looked way better. So there's another high and low. But thanks to Zach and Arlen for jumping in. And as far as Hawk is, fuck you later, buddy.
Thanks for the invite. It was good getting to play with you again, Hobbs.
All right. Any last words for the game this week before we hit the TJ Drennan music? Anyone?
Always bring your pole arm in case you get exploding enemies.
Would you be one? Could you be one? Shout about plunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the Hobbs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, won't you be my game?